Bhavin Shah joins us on the show to talk to us about the technicals of the market. He's, of course, the founder at Samiksha Capital. Hi, Bhavin. Good to be speaking with you. Well, the big question in the markets right now is, should one wait for that dip and then deploy? Or perhaps the market is not going to award you with that dip, is just perhaps keep deploying incrementally even at higher levels?
I mean, what we have seen in last multiple years is that you have had sometimes a very short interval dip, or sometimes a bit of a time correction for a little extended time. But eventually market moves higher, and I think that's probably or clearly because of the way our economy is progressing. We continue to be one of the fastest growing or the fastest growing large economy in the world. And with a particular characteristic of very strong equity culture and a very strong equity market, in terms of corporates, new companies, existing companies, there are a lot of fundamental factors that support our market. So I think the risk of a correction when markets are where they are is definitely high on any major negative news. But I think the chances are that when that happens, it may or may not. I mean, eventually the markets have room to move higher. After a certain period of time of that correction or a sideways movement.
It continues to remain sideways. Any sectors that investors or should focus on now?
I mean, I think the market, I think the opportunities continue to be very selective across sectors. We would look at some of the consumer segments also now, with a healthy outlook for the rain and so on. Maybe there will be some more revival in the consumer segment, and in general, the consumer discretionary opportunities, for example, related to travel, related to some food related items, there continues to be some stocks that look attractive in that space as well. So yeah, I think there is I think if I were to highlight any specific sector, it is tough, but I think there's even opportunities in financials, for example. Although I think there are segments of the financials which are undergoing some uncertainty with respect to heightened asset issues in the unsecured area of the market.
View on the financials and pockets of consumer discretionary, etc., looks good, but what's the view on pharma? That index is sitting at record high levels and a lot of tailwinds which is there. Are you looking at pharma incrementally, and if yes, which segment? Is it healthcare? Is it diagnostic? Is it the export players, domestic players, CDMO? How should one segregate within pharma right now?
I think one can find opportunities in all those segments you mentioned. Definitely, those segments you mentioned, there are, so there are within pharma, pure pharma, if you talk about, we have been actually strongly positioned in domestic pharma, and I think we continue to see some opportunities there. I think CDMO and so on are structural stories. So I think if one can find the right idea there, I think it is still worth looking at. Healthcare, definitely hospitals. I think the need for quality care and hospitalization is very high and continues to rise. And I think anyone who does a decent job of running a proper hospital, I think is going to see very good business. So I think that segment looks good. There are some things in the diagnostic also we are looking at. So I think it is that whole sector again selective. I would say that one cannot simply, I mean, at least from our perspective and the way we invest, we cannot just simply buy anything, especially given our sensitivity to valuations. But yes, opportunities are there in that segment.
One basket which has been looking expensive to everyone in the street. Right at the start of the 2024, we were seeing that PSU basket has become expensive, but yet again, so far in 2024, they have outperformed the benchmark. How are you looking at PSUs? Any selective space in the PSUs which still look investable?
So we currently don't have much in PSU, but yes, there are companies, maybe related to power sector, for example, there is probably something to look at there. I mean, we don't, as I said, don't have any current investment, but I would not, yes, broadly the PSU segment has done, quite well. And so the opportunities may not be as great, but on a number, in terms of number of companies, but there are some things. And I think if you look at the Nifty Next 50 index, the only index that looks slightly sort of below par or, in terms of valuation or below average is that space. And there are some PSUs in that space which probably are pushing it down, and that may be the opportunity there.
Point taken. I also wanted your view, Bhavin, regarding real estate and auto. Do you think signs are suggesting that both of those pockets have peaked?
On a, I think auto, I haven't very honestly looked at of late very closely. I know, so I don't want to make any broad comment. And it's same for real estate. But are we seeing any opportunities in real estate? Answer is yes. I think there are selective companies still available in real estate as well. So I think that's an interesting thing that, when we have a robust economic backdrop, one can find opportunities even after such a run-up in the market.
You did mention that there are select opportunities, but if we even consider, say, AMCs, insurance companies, and given the fact that the rate cut is expected, where is that specific focus you would keep? In which space, be it insurance, be it NBFCs or asset management companies?
I think we like the insurance space. Especially the life insurance space is something where we have investments, and while we may not find them very attractively priced right now, we also don't think that where there is still a lot of room for appreciation in that space. Within, I think the asset management, it is a bit of a challenge. I think valuations are quite high, but then in the discount broking kind of space, online broking, I think there are opportunities in that space. So I think, those are some of the places where we still feel there is opportunity.
Interesting. Thanks, Bhavin, for making time and speaking with us. Appreciate you joining us today.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.